Hey friends, welcome back. So, as you can see, the frogs have been growing. Unfortunately, they're starting to overcrowd this bin, so I'm about to split them up and actually put a couple into the big 450 vivarium. Currently, I only have 7 in here, and if you use the 10 gallon per frog rule, I could put 45 in here, but yeah, that's not happening. So this is the first of 2 bins I have. Unfortunately, I didn't have any big ones left, but I'm only going to put a couple in each one. So the plan here is just to start with the smallest frogs and put them in the bins, and the 2 or 3 larger ones are going to go into the vivarium. Now this little guy fits on my fingertip, so he's definitely going to go into the bin. Just a little too small to go into the vivarium with the big boys. At this size, they're still eating the melanogaster fruit flies. Unfortunately, the bigger froglets just inhale them before these guys get to them, so that's also another reason why I'm splitting them up. It's just the big ones are out-competing the little ones for food right now. Now, I did try a mix of both, but for whatever reason, the Heidi guys are still left behind and the melanogasters are gone, which still leaves the little froglets without food. As you can tell, these guys are a pain in the butt to pick up. I am really kind of nervous about trying to grab them in any way. I just want to kind of nudge them into my hand. This little guy is kind of borderline to go into the vivarium, but I think he's going to go into the bin. 3 down, 6 to go. So this is the first frog that came out of the water. He is much bigger than the other ones and has no problem at all eating the Heidi guy fruit flies, so he's going to go into the big vivarium with the adults. Now, one thing I do kind of find it funny is that they try their hardest to get away from you when you're trying to pick them up, but once they're in your hand, you have to work almost as hard to get them to come off your hand. You have to give this guy a nudge, and he's off. First one in the vivarium. Now these guys here are a perfect example of the different temperament of your frogs. The other guys weren't hard to pick up, these are just freaking out. And this one's pretty athletic. So I believe that is frog number 4 for this bin, so that's enough for this one. Seal it up and grab the next bin. So the only difference between these bins and the large one is that these were set up yesterday. The large one was set up well in advance. I let the isopods and springtails really establish themselves, since it's very important for them during the early stages of these froglets' life when they first come out of the water. But as they get bigger and they're dependent mostly on the melanogasters, it's really not that important to have the springtails and isopods in there ready for them to eat. Now this guy is one of the bigger ones, so he is definitely going to end up going into the vivarium. Sorry for the bad camera angle there. Now this guy here is just full of energy. He really does not want to be picked up. And these are the ones I hate picking up. I'm just so afraid to break something. Again, just don't grab, you're just kind of nudging. And finally. Definitely got good hopping legs. I didn't realize until after I picked this guy up, but the symmetry on his spots is just crazy. Head, back, legs. It's almost perfect symmetry. Can't wait to see what he looks like as he grows older. And that is the last one for the 450, at least for now. That brings my total up to 10. I'm going to see how it goes with 10 frogs in there. I know I could probably fit more, but I'm really not into that, to see how many I could fit. And this last guy is definitely winning at hide and seek. Still want to be careful moving leaves. I just don't want to grab. They are really fragile at this size. Actually, at any size for a dart frog. Now, the longer I look, the more nervous I start to get. Thinking, did he get out? Did I count right? Should I put the lid on between frogs? And then there he is. Now, not only did this guy win at hiding, but as you're about to see, he's also going to win at escaping. He just does not want to be held. Come on. Yeah, that was probably a little too rough. Alright, and that is it. All 10 frogs removed from the old bin, which I will now set aside for a couple months. Let the springtails and isopods build back up in numbers and get ready for the next set of tadpoles I have that are growing out. So let's check in on the frogs I did put in the vivarium, see how they're doing. And as you can tell, they're all settled in already. It's only been about half an hour and they're already searching for food. Well, that is a wrap on this one. Thanks for watching, especially if you've watched up to this point. I also have 2 more vivarium builds I'm working on, as well as my 125-gallon planted aquarium that I will be tearing down and redoing as an Amazon biotope. So hopefully I will have 1, if not 2, maybe all 3 done before Christmas. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.